Hi, Amanda, and welcome again. I'm so glad that we could do a follow-up interview to talk about Green Compass. We've got some new products to talk about. We've got some new topics and products to talk about. So,
Yes.
welcome, and how are you
Thank you.
today?
I'm doing great. Great to see you.
Awesome. So, what I wanted to do is really think about this as a continuation of our original video. For anybody who hasn't seen it, I'm going to point to that original YouTube where it's a 37-minute interview, just kind of talking about the overview of CBD, what it is, how do you start, how do you find a product that is right for you. And so it was just a great interview about cannabis and hemp products in general. But since then, Green
Hmm.
Compass has come out with some new products that I definitely want to talk about.
Absolutely.
And then there was recently an article that came out
Mhm.
that is not very positive on cannabis. So I want to address that head on and
Yes,
then just give some good education. So,
absolutely. Yeah.
okay. So let's talk about first. Well, first, I wanted to kind of just give everybody a highlight of why I became an advocate for Green Compass initially, because I think it sets the tone for leading to the product line in general.
Right.
And the first product, I remember when we did kind of a sampling at my house, and
Hmm.
I was so
Right.
impressed with Reduce.
Yep.
And this was the product that got me in. And Reduce is kind of it's a topical pain cream. And
Mhm.
I've been a lifelong athlete. As you know, I'm a
Yeah.
fitness and nutrition coach. So I think with an athletic mindset. And so with that comes, aches and pains,
Hmm.
sciatica, SI joint issues. And I feel this within 10 to 15 minutes.
Yes. The faster you recover, the faster you can get back at it, right?
Yeah, for sure. But I think what stood out to me is that you felt it,
Hmm.
like it was noticeable. And it was like, oh, this product really works. So then I was more open to trying other products. Like the bath soaks are awesome.
Love those.
I started trying the tincture for just kind of daily anxiety. And it was
Right.
kind of like it just kind of opened up my mind to the possibilities of, wow, this could really help a lot of people in a lot of different ways.
Right. Yes. They're amazing. They're incredible products. I mean, just
Yeah.
such a wide range of products that really can help people of all ages and pets too.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a pet product, and then I think I was telling you right before this call that I started giving my son, my high school freshman, the digestive nano jellies.
Yes.
He's been having some GI issues,
Hmm.
and he's also an athlete. And so for kids and for adults, sometimes taking a gummy like this is a little bit easier than taking a tincture or even taking a pill. And it just
Yes.
become part of his like morning vitamin routine.
Exactly. And we all know how good like apple cider vinegar is. That's
Mhm.
basically this in a gummy, which is much tastier, easier, easier on the go.
This is way tastier. I think that this is
Kind of
it's
tastes
called
like
sweet
orange.
orange,
Yes.
and he does
Hmm.
like the flavor a lot. He's kind of picky, so
Yeah.
he does like the flavor a lot. And he honestly, he had I haven't had any pushback on, no, I don't want to take that, mom.
Right. Right. Well, that's good. That's a
Yeah.
good thing.
And then I have a freshman in college who just started, and in middle school he was diagnosed with ADHD. But we have chosen not to medicate because he was
Hmm.
able to kind of modify and adapt.
Yes.
But when he started college courses, I sent him the nano jelly, the dailies,
Yes.
and was like, please take these during classes, but
Hmm.
especially during finals. Um,
Right.
and again, for people who don't know, Green Compass has full spectrum and broad spectrum. So
Right.
can
Right.
you tell us the difference
Yeah,
between the two?
absolutely. Yes. So, and that's what's great about having confidence in such a good quality product and, a
Mhm.
company that's fully transparent, everything is out there. So the difference between full and broad, a full spectrum, um, hemp products. So our products are based off of hemp, not
Mhm.
marijuana, but
Mhm.
both are considered cannabis, right? Hemp is a type of cannabis. Marijuana is kind of the slang term for a different type of cannabis.
Mhm.
So hemp is going to have primarily chock full of CBD, CBN, CBG, all these great cannabinoids with trace amounts of THC, trace, like you really
Mhm.
can't even feel it. Um,
Mhm.
However, the way nature works is things always work better when they're together, if possible. And so a full spectrum product is going to have all of the cannabinoids that's naturally found in the hemp flower together, that
Mhm.
work great together and have a lot of health benefits. But for people who, for whatever reason, would like to not have any THC, any even trace amounts of THC, whether it's for, they're drug tested for work or school or sports or whatever it might be, we have what we call broad spectrum. So that's just where the THC component is removed. And you can actually, at the bottom of all of our products, I don't know if you want to show the QR code, you can scan that QR code with your phone, and it's same information is also available on the website before you even order the product if you want to look at it that way. And it
Mhm.
shows you, we have third party testing. And so it shows you the cannabinoid profile, and it shows you the presence of the cannabinoids and the lack thereof, the things that we don't want. Um, One of the things too, which is great, is, a lot of hemp products that are not as high quality, there can be molds and pesticides and fungi
Mhm.
and even like fecal matter. So we
Mhm.
also test for those things, heavy metals, just to make sure that it is an absolute clean product. And we're really, really proud of our, of our the guys in our labs, the guys and gals in our labs that run this analysis, and
So
they
this
do a
QR
great
code,
job.
this QR code does lead to the lab results.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
they can read that verified. And
And
that
it's
was
and they can
also
also even see it before they even order, before people even order. It's like if you
right.
go to the product, it's also linked on the website.
Yes. And also, that was really important for Green Compass to
Mhm.
establish their USDA certified organic um,
Label. Yeah.
label, correct?
Certification. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. I mean, it's not an easy thing to do. You have to have farmed organically for 10 years or more,
Mhm.
because, if that farm had previously been used for growing something else that wasn't organic, really stays in the soil, all those pesticides. So our farms have always been organic. They were actually sweet potato farms before we started growing hemp in North Carolina. And so
Mhm.
it's a very impressive thing. There's very few hemp products out there that where you will find that USDA certified organic label. And so you'll see that on most of our products.
Okay, so last interview, we really
Mhm.
talked a little bit about Delta 8. We talked a
Mhm.
little bit about distinguishing between a good hemp product
Yes.
and one that is going to have THC, but it's going to
Right.
have a different result on the body. So
Yes.
can you go into a little bit more detail again or
Yeah.
re-explain that?
Oh, and this is a really important topic, especially with, if you're in Texas, you've been hearing a lot about sort of some different ideas of the way, hemp or cannabis in general should be either regulated or banned.
Mhm.
Um, and it's been confusing for a lot of people. I mean,
Yeah.
even the so-called like, experts and legislators in Texas really didn't know what they were even talking about. I mean, you really have to kind of understand the science behind the structure of these plants and the cannabinoids that are contained in them. So basically, there are a lot of dangerous products out there that are harming kids, that are probably marketed towards kids. Most of these products are actually synthetic cannabinoids, the Delta 8 products, which is taking something from the hemp plant, which is legal, but chemically manipulating it into something that is different. So that's why these products have been legal in Texas. But a lot of people, even so many people that are in the cannabis industry strongly feel that these things need to be regulated. We do not have any products like that. We don't have any kind of synthetic products. We don't do the vapes or anything like that, because those can be very harmful. They can cause issues, health issues. They can cause psychosis. And so, when we're talking about Green Compass products, this is a whole different ball game, right? It's not at all like what they were trying to ban and regulate. Um,
But
so
also the ones who aren't doing it right are ruining it for companies that are trying to break
exactly,
through with a more natural pathway to help people.
exactly.
So it's really important to understand where you're coming from and go to a good source.
That's right. That's right. It's so important to go to a good source. And, we had also kind of talked offline about
Mhm.
this syndrome that is kind of getting a little bit more attention that you had mentioned, the
Yeah, it's called
cannabinoid
cannabinoid. I'll let
hyper,
you say it.
hyperemesis
Yes.
syndrome, which is caused when there is excessive use of mainly THC or delta 8 that really just breaks your body's endocannabinoid system. So as all mammals have an endocannabinoid system, and the whole job of that system, I think this is really important to reiterate, is to help our bodies stay in homeostasis, is to help regulate and manage all of our body's other systems, our endocrine system, our respiratory system, our circulatory system, neurological systems. All these systems both give signals and receive signals from our body's own endocannabinoid system. So our bodies were made to attach to cannabinoids, to receive cannabinoids. And it does some really incredible things in our body. A lot of doctors say it's that study this is that it is the most important system in the body. So
Wow.
when these
The
synthetic
most important system that you've never heard of.
Exactly, exactly. And I think doctors are just now starting to maybe even learn about this in medical school. So, when you consume, and it's usually, unfortunately, young people, these high concentrates of delta 8 THC products that are not natural, a lot of times synthetically derived, it breaks that system in our body, and it's very hard to heal from that. And so it can cause, constant nausea, abdominal pains, headaches, just all these symptoms that, sometimes are even misdiagnosed as maybe like an eating disorder or something like that. And
Wow.
so, even if you eat something that has trace amounts of cannabinoids, because this is another like news flash, a lot of foods that we eat every day have CBD in them, like Brussels sprouts, black pepper, things like that. So even the trace amounts of cannabinoids found in those foods can trigger that all those symptoms to come back, and so it's a very hard thing to heal from. So we do want to protect our families and our kids, but at the same time, it's really incredible how there is a plant out there. This is a God-given plant that
Mhm.
when consumed from, a very high quality, transparent, organic source can do some amazing things and can help people live, as natural as they choose to, in terms of, choosing this instead of going the pharmaceutical route if that's so desired, which I think a lot
Yeah,
of people are kind of opening up their eyes that there are other options other than
sure.
having, a cabinet full of
Well, it's
medications.
like what we did with my older son with not medicating for ADHD, but looking for alternatives. And of course, we did that with nutrition at home, combined
Hmm.
with his athletics, combined with, now adding in the daily nano jellies for him.
Exactly.
Um, so getting back to the cannabinoid hyperemesis syndrome,
Hmm.
its shortened acronym is CHS.
Hmm.
So the article that I had sent you, and I just want to bring this point home. But it was a review, and this is kind of it was like alarming to me when I saw it. And
Hmm.
I sent it to you. And again, I'm an
Yes.
advocate for Green Compass, but I was like, what is this? Does this
Right.
really exist? Like, tell me more about it. Because
Right.
the article said there was a review of over 100 studies that found high THC cannabis products linked to negative mental health outcomes,
Hmm.
particularly psychosis, schizophrenia, and cannabis use disorder.
Hmm.
And so you're thinking, oh my gosh, like this sounds horrible. But
Hmm.
again, you've got to go to this, good sources. But my question, outside of, yes, we know that Green
Oh,
Compass
wait,
is a
you're
good
breaking
source,
up a little
lab
bit.
tested, third party verified, USDA
Hmm.
organic. But let's just say that we start with a daily nano jelly. And then in
Hmm.
the evening, maybe I'm taking a sleep nano jelly, or maybe I'm doing a tincture just
Hmm.
for daily regimen,
Right.
right?
Right.
Then um, recently, Green Compass has introduced some new products, and they are now coming into the kind of alcohol-free movement
Right.
with
Right.
their drink called Six. And
Hmm.
Six has three different flavors: sparkling cherry lime, sparkling lemonade, and the Carolina berry,
Right.
which is kind of like a raspberry.
Hmm.
All are amazing. I'm
Yes, they
not
are.
a huge fan of carbonated drinks, and I do feel
Mhm.
like this is just the right balance
Yep.
without going
Same.
overboard. So it doesn't
Yeah.
feel like
And not too
it's
sweet either, not like
not too
overpowering sweetness,
sweet.
but just a
It is
little, yeah.
not. Mm-mm.
They're
It is
fairly low
not
calorie.
very. It's only 40 or 50 calories.
Yes. Right.
um, which, the average 5 ounce of wine it's going to be 130 calories all the way up to
Mm,
200 calories, depending on if it's a white or a red and how
right.
sweet the wine is. So 40 calories,
Right.
a quarter of what it would be in a glass of wine. This is awesome. It's a big reason why I was able to do an alcohol free July, August, and most of September. We're not through September
Right.
yet. So it's a great social drink. But okay, so let's talk about the layering.
Right.
Do we get in a layering effect that could potentially lead to CHS, or how do you know what
Absolutely not.
right amount?
Yes. Yes. That's a great question. Because like you said, we have such a great wide range of products that are targeted for different things, whether it's sleep or anxiousness, and a lot of the products help with multiple things at once. And so this is not the type of thing that would cause this syndrome at all. So, I mean, if anything, you might be a little bit tired, right? Or you might sleep really, really, really well,
Yeah.
when you layer these products. So really, it's just personal preference as to figuring out what your body needs and what works best for your body. But these are in terms of the amount of THC that are in our products, it's going to be 0.3% or less, which is still like the legal limit, in all 50 states, even in Texas. So, we're talking small amounts that will, for instance, like in the drinks, six, which by the way, six is representative of the sixth generation of farmers that started our company. They came from sixth generation of farmers. So that's pretty cool. But we're talking about small amounts, but in these drinks, you do feel relaxed. Like it's a nice, relaxing feeling, like equivalent to maybe what a light beer or a glass of wine or something might make you feel. You're not going to feel strange or high or anything like that. And I think that is also important because these non-alcoholic hemp-based drinks are becoming extremely popular.
They are. There's a
But
huge,
yeah.
huge wave right now.
Yes, which is good in a lot of ways. However, they're they're sometimes unpredictable how they're going to make you feel. They might have various amounts of certain things that, you know, a lot of people kind of feel a little woozy, a little not, just not themselves in not a good way. So, just knowing that ours are standardized and tested and organic, not filled with a bunch of like artificial flavors or sugars, everything that we use is natural. We don't even add added sugar. It's like, monk fruit or agave or things like that.
Yeah, it's
So,
all
so
very
anyway,
natural.
yeah. So I mean, I think there's no concerns with layering. I mean, if you have any concerns with other medications you might be taking, I always say talk to your doctor, and ask those questions to your doctor. But in terms of layering Green Compass products, I mean, people do that and have had a lot of success, feeling better, sleeping better,
Okay.
less anxiousness, losing weight, less hot flashes, things like that. So.
Okay. Is Unwind
Mhm.
still the only 21 and up, or is this also considered 21 and up?
I think they're both technically 21 and up.
Okay. So yeah, so these are the two 21 and up products.
Mhm.
Unwind is a nano jelly
Mhm.
that is THC nano jelly. And so this is
Eh,
2.5 milligrams of
Right.
THC with,
With CBD.
yes.
Yes. And so the CBD and the THC actually counteract each other. So, it's a it's great jelly. It is probably becoming everyone's favorite, especially for high anxiety or anxiousness, I should say, and sleep. What's funny is, our daily nano jelly, which is also a really popular product, which has trace amounts of THC, much less than those. Um, if I took it before bed, it kept me up. A lot of people, it helps them sleep like a
Mm,
baby. But the unwind jellies have been really great for my husband and I to take before bed every
mm,
night so that we know we're going to get a great night's sleep. We're not going to be
okay.
having to wake up every, 2 hours and get on our phone and scroll to try to go back to
Right.
sleep. So
Right.
these have been
No, that's
a game
really interesting
changer.
how it impacts everybody
It
differently.
is. Yes.
With the six drinks, I've actually been happy just drinking one. Like sometimes
Hmm.
my husband and I will split one by the pool. And
Right.
usually it's just enough to have that social experience,
Right.
hanging out by the pool. It's like finally all the work is done in the house. It's the end of the week. We've had, a
Yep.
really crazy week or, crazy football game because my son plays football. And it's like, oh, let's just stick our feet in the pool and hang out.
Hmm.
And so then we'll split one of these and it's great. It does not have any after effect whatsoever.
Right.
Um, and it's nice and I like it on ice. This one I've been just as happy with taking half
Hmm.
as
Hmm.
well. So that's another thing with these products being sort of really individualized.
Yep.
You do have the option of, you can cut a jelly in half. You can cut one of these in half to test it first to see, you know, where are you in terms of, do you want a little bit more? Do you want a little bit less?
Hmm.
It's personal preference.
That's right.
But these
Exactly.
two are 21 and up.
Right. Right.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Okay, so I want to switch gears now. I know we've talked a big kind of an overview.
Hmm.
But, the other thing I wanted to say about six real quick before we move on.
Hmm.
With this only being 40 or 50 calories
Hmm.
per can, per
Right.
serving, this as a fitness coach really supports my health and fitness goals.
I love
And
that.
because, I do pay attention to I weigh and measure my food every day.
Hmm.
I don't expect my clients to do the same. If they
Hmm.
want to, I will help them do that and learn how to do that. But I don't expect everybody to do that.
Right.
But most recently, now I'm 48 years old, almost 49, late 40s, definitely in perimenopause. I've set a new health and fitness goal for myself to
Hmm.
try to level up a little bit. Again, it's kind
Hmm.
of that athlete mindset, right?
Hmm.
And so over the last I would say 4 to 6 weeks, this is just a personal thing. I've lost about 2% body fat. Now, that is really hard to do in your late 40s
Yes.
and do it healthfully, which is why
Yes.
it took me 4 to 6 weeks to do it.
Right. Right.
But having something like this that is still low calorie but allows me to have that kind of social aspect has been great. Um, but it also leads me to our new product,
Hmm.
which is called Her.
I love
And
it. Yep.
this is incredible because
Hmm.
this is a product specifically formulated for women
Hmm.
in
Hmm.
perimenopause and menopause.
Right.
And it is a CBDA nano
Right.
jelly
Hmm.
specifically formulated for women. So
Yes.
tell us a little bit about this new product.
Okay. This product, I'm so excited about this. So I just got mine in recently, just like I'm sure you did. I want to pull
Yes.
something up real quick because I want to make sure
Yes,
that
to
I'm
the advocates, we got to try it first.
right.
And so Amanda and I got ours first. The
Hmm.
public rollout begins September 24th.
Right. Yeah, exactly. September 24th. So, okay, I'm super excited about this. I've had it the last 2 days, but I can speak so highly of the benefits of CBDA, which we have in a tincture form, right? So I have a lot of clients and customers that have added CBDA into their regimen along with their, daily nano jelly or their unwind or whatever they're taking on a daily basis, and have seen incredible results with it, helping with hot flashes, helping with, the nightly leg cramps sometimes, which is also tied to just different things. It could be circulation. It can be just like, needing different minerals and things like that in your body. So I can't even tell you how many people have been like, oh my gosh, this has been a total game changer for me. What's interesting is that CBDA, which is different than CBD, it's the precursor to CBD. It's taken from the plant in its earlier stages, and it actually acts upon different receptors in the body than these other cannabinoids do, like CBD, CBG, CBN. It's acting on the receptors that control. It's basically your COX-1 and COX-2 receptors. So a lot of like the NSAIDs that people take for various things, the Tylenol, the ibuprofen, it's actually acting on those receptors. So it impacts our serotonin levels, which serotonin not only is like known as like the feel good, one of the feel good hormones, but it also helps to regulate our body's internal temperature. So when we can kind of help balance out our serotonin levels, that is why it helps so much with hot flashes. So I've seen incredible benefits with the CBDA. And one other thing I want to mention with CBDA, it is like an athlete's best friend
Mm,
because as you know, Christina, being in health and wellness for so long, it's not good for your body to take daily Tylenol and ibuprofen
no.
every day, right? If that's what you're
And
having to do for recovery, that's going to really tax your liver, your kidneys. And
yeah,
so a lot of people are also trying to find different ways to help with recovery that is not going to, like take one step forward and two steps back with their health.
yeah.
So,
And inflammation. That's
yes,
really the thing, especially, lifting, exercising, especially if you're doing any kind of high intensity interval training,
yes,
that sort of thing.
yes. Yeah, exactly. So I have a lot of clients that are, athletes that have found a lot of help with that. So
Mm.
knowing that the amazing benefits of CBDA, and now we have this jelly, which not only has CBDA, but it also has organic 5-HT, I'm sorry, 5-HTP, which also acts upon the serotonin pathways. It has organic ginger root extract, which, as I'm sure a lot of people know, is great for like nausea and things like that. It's great for hormonal shifts. It also has organic chasteberry, which is kind of a funny name, but and so that also supports hormonal balance to alleviate hot flashes, mood swings, and things like that. And then additionally, there's vitamin B6, which is again a great vitamin for regulating mood, energy, any hormone related symptoms as well. So it's basically those five ingredients in a
That's
jelly.
awesome.
And so talk about layering on the benefits. I'm just
Yeah,
so excited to start
that's
hearing about this.
incredible.
So
So
specifically formulated for women in perimenopause or menopause.
yes, but okay, so that was actually my next question.
Yeah,
It's specifically for us. And
right,
we're definitely having a moment right now. You're seeing it more with patients and doctor care. 5 years ago, I didn't even know the word perimenopause. And
right,
now
right.
I'm in it and I'm learning
Yeah.
a whole lot more about it. But you're also seeing trainers and people like that integrate things specifically for women who are going through this transition.
Hmm.
But also, men can take this product,
I
right?
think they can. Yes, I think men can. I mean, I like I said, if people ever have any questions or hesitations, you could talk to your doctor. But when you look at all these ingredients, I mean, they're great ingredients that I think will benefit anyone. Now, obviously, it's not going to help hot flashes for a man,
Right.
but it could
Right.
be. I mean, I have a good friend who loves the CBDA tincture for
Mhm.
he's an amputee and he had horrible phantom pain in his leg that was amputated. And so he's had amazing success taking the tincture. Can he take the jelly and still get benefits? I would think so. Absolutely. And still and have the added benefits of the other things. So it's really personal
I mean,
preference.
men do go through hormonal changes as well.
That's
They
true.
just do it
Yes.
differently and their
Exactly.
physiology is different. I
Yes.
think personally, if it were my husband, I would give him the CBDA tincture and I would save this for myself. That's just
Mhm.
personal, but in kind of Green Compass's materials, they tell us that men can take it,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, I'm not sure about that actually.
Okay.
I don't think
I
that
thought
it
I had
says
read
they
that.
can or they can't, but I
Okay.
think that they do make it clear that it's been formulated
For
for
women.
for women. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Okay, good. I definitely
mhm.
wanted to talk about that. So I'm glad we've talked about this. I have tried the flavor. What do you think about it?
It's different,
Yes.
but CBDA tastes different, and because it's taken from the plant at an earlier stage, it's like eating a, like a green banana versus a ripe banana. It's gonna
Well,
be a little
yeah.
bit more like organic for. I don't know how to explain it.
I think it's spicy. Like
It
I
does,
taste
yeah.
the spicy ginger. It's
I
like
think
if
I think a
you
lot of that's the
planted a
ginger.
ginger
Yeah.
plant and
Hmm.
you stuck it in your tea and you would have that spiciness.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
what it's like combined with a little bit of the flavor. Which is real ginger flavor, but it
Hmm.
almost has like that dark elderberry combined with
Right.
ginger. That's what it
Exactly.
reminded me of. So, but
I
it
think
is
that's a good
also
way
the
to
spice.
describe it.
Yeah.
Like when you have like the candied ginger,
Yes.
with mixed with elderberry. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a little spicy, but I like it.
Yeah, I
And
do. I mean, I like knowing that it's so specifically formulated for women.
exactly.
So
It's purposeful, right?
yeah, I mean, I
Every
love
ingredient.
the daily jellies that are the raspberry citrus flavor
Oh,
are
yeah.
absolutely delicious. Like
Yeah.
they taste
They are
like
amazing.
candy. So comparing that to this,
Yeah.
um, but knowing that I'm specifically in this group, it's like,
Right.
okay, well, I'm gonna pick this over that right now just because of that transition. But again, it's personal preference.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, so I those are pretty much the hot topics that I wanted to hit today.
Uh-huh.
Is there anything that you wanted to add to this conversation? I feel like we did clarify a little bit about the cannabinoid hyperemesis syndrome. I feel like we
Hmm.
talked about the new products really well. We kind of hit some highlights, the difference between CBDA and CBD. But is
Hmm.
there
Hmm.
anything else that you wanted to tag on to our original conversation?
Our original conversation, I'm pretty sure I had like a chart of, I don't think I have
Yes.
it with me. If there's a way to link that maybe in the comments with
Okay.
this recording, I just find it to
Okay.
be so interesting, um, how, people that research, these cannabinoids have seen that different cannabinoids have different benefits. And that's why you want like at least a broad spectrum product, if not a full spectrum product, where
Yeah.
you have more than one cannabinoid, right? We don't really do isolates anymore other than CBDA. Because these cannabinoids just work so well together. And so you'll see, like, for instance, CBG is a cannabinoid that is amazing for your bones, for your skin. It's a natural antibacterial, antiviral. And so what do we put CBG in? We put it in our collagen, for instance. We have an amazing high quality collagen. We add CBG to it because a lot of people are taking collagen for their joints, for their hair, their skin, their nails. We also put, let's see, like the CBN, for instance. I know your husband loves the sleep jellies.
Yes.
In addition to some other great relaxing agents, that are in those sleep jellies, botanicals, I should say, that we also put in CBN. So CBN shows that it helps promote relaxation, helps with leg cramps and things like that. And so we're very, just purposeful in our ingredients and
Yeah.
why we formulate things the way they do. Like with the drinks that you had talked about,
Mhm.
that has THC with CBG. Okay, so because we find
Right.
that those benefit each other, versus the unwind is going to have THC and CBD in different ratios. And so they're all just specifically formulated just to be the best out there. It's amazing. I've been to the labs, I've been to the farms, and just to see that the heart and the purpose that goes into making these products literally from seed to seal is just really inspiring. And I'm just,
Yeah.
very, very proud of what we continue to do at Green Compass.
Well, the other thing that, and I have like my little stash here, nobody can see of the products that I personally use, and it's a growing group.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I could do a quick snapshot, but then you see my little messy corner. But I did forget to mention there are skin products within Green Compass. There's
Right,
collagen, like you
right.
mentioned. There
Yep.
are boosters, like you mentioned.
Yes. Yes.
There's the bath soaps, which we've both given as gifts. I give to
Oh,
all
absolutely.
them. Like they know when they get their little smelly box at Christmas, they're like, "Oh, you stuck one of those in there." I'm like, "Yeah." And like literally the mailbox smells like them when they arrive.
Exactly. Yeah. Eucalyptus or mint, peppermint.
Yeah. So, but yeah, there's a whole, line of products that
Mhm.
we haven't even touched the surface on.
But they can go to your website
Yeah.
and check them
Yes,
out.
and
There's,
I'm gonna include at the bottom of this, wherever we post the interview,
Mhm.
I'll probably post it on my YouTube channel. I will link to our original conversation as well, so they can see that
Perfect.
one was 37 minutes.
Mhm.
And then I will also link the CBD chart and, I have a friend share link that is good for
Yes.
any new customer, $10 off any product, whether you
Mhm.
want to start with your kids or yourself or a spouse or anything like that.
Mhm.
Oh, tell us about the Mind Bloom. product?
Oh, the Mind Bloom. Yeah, those are, so we have also launched a line of functional mushroom products. So there's two products. We have the Mind Bloom and we have the Immune Bloom. And so the Immune Bloom is another jelly that's really formulated to help with your immune system. So it does have a lot of elderberry. It has also different mushrooms like turkey tail, reishi, and I want to say chaga that are great for immune support. And then the Mind Bloom has a different set of mushrooms that like lion's mane and another mushroom called cordyceps, which is kind of an odd name for a mushroom, but as well as a proprietary sage. So just like the
Okay.
the leaf, the
Yes.
sage leaf, and so those three combined are amazing for brain health and brain support. So again, a lot of people that have ADD or
Mhm.
ADHD find that this is a great product to help them focus. It's also great for just people that just want that kind of extra pep in their brain. If you have a an artist day coming up, it's really good. If you really need to stay on task and stay focused, these are super great for those. So sage is actually helps with the circulatory system. I found that really interesting. So this is a specially formulated by Green Compass proprietary sage, which really just makes a huge difference. And so it's really just those three ingredients in a capsule form. Most people take two
Okay.
at a time. Some people start with one, just once a day. And yeah, so thank you for bringing that up because I
Yeah.
think brain health is another huge thing, especially as we
Well, I was
are
thinking about family members.
aging.
Yes.
And also, we see a lot of dementia and Alzheimer's and things like
Right.
that with our parents or grandparents. And it's actually, there's articles on out there about how lion's mane can help, either kind of reverse some of those symptoms, if not prevent them. So
Yes.
I think these are great products to have just on a daily basis
I
as well.
haven't tried the Mind Bloom yet. I planned on doing it. But you're saying it's a capsule. I was
It's
thinking
a
that it
capsule.
was a powder for some reason, but
Well, yeah, it's a capsule. I mean, I guess you could open up the capsule and use it, but that also might be a great product for your son to try as well.
yeah, I was just thinking like mixed in with like an herbal tea would be,
I don't know.
you don't think it would taste good?
I know that I know some people have put it in like to smoothies for their kids
Mhm.
and things like that. Maybe kids that aren't ready to swallow a capsule yet, but I don't know. You'll have to try it and let me know.
I'm just curious because I feel like I take so many capsules with my,
Yes.
my omegas and my berberine and calcium citrate and like all kinds of other supplements. So, if something does come in a powder form, then I'm
Yeah.
usually really happy to use it.
You can always try it. I want to know. You got to give me feedback about that one.
Cool. Well, thank you so much, Amanda. And as
Absolutely.
always, you're such a wealth of knowledge and can articulate a lot of this. Even though I know the material and I know a lot about the products, you go into such depth, which I think is really helpful for people as they're trying to make a decision. Like if I'm sitting here watching this interview and I'm thinking, well, do I want to start with a daily jelly or do I want to start with the
Mhm.
her or do I want to start with the mind bloom?
Right.
Because that's something that is, important for
And we could all
every
we could
particular situation.
and we can help people with that, both you and I, and there are
Yes.
bundles, like a lot of people do bundles, and you can actually get, a pretty hefty discount by
Yeah.
bundling products together. Or, I mean, if you want to have your own advocate link as well, I mean, you can get tons of products,
Well, and the
in the
other thing,
kits too.
if somebody reaches out to me or to you,
Uh-huh.
then we can certainly have a conversation
Hmm.
and create a custom cart or a
Exactly.
custom like and it's not even, it's not even like a mandatory sale. It's just like showing like, here, let me put a cart together. You can
Right.
go in and look at it and read it
Exactly.
and delete what you don't want and just use what you
Yeah,
would want to try. So we've
exactly.
done that before many times for people, and I love doing
Hmm.
that because then it gives them exactly what they're looking for.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Well, thank you so
awesome.
much for having me as part of this
Yeah.
conversation.
No, I'm thrilled, and I'm sure we'll do it again. But we'll link these two together, and then if anybody has any questions, they can reach out to me, and I will have contact information within those links as well. So thank
All
you again,
right.
Amanda.
Yay. Thank you. Bye.